This button, come on. Shalom, Israel. Welcome back to class. Good to see everybody. I hope everybody's been doing well. And we want to first and foremost give a shout out to our brothers and sisters out there in Houston, Virginia, New York, the Stream of Wisdom. And shout out to Kawakab in Guatemala. Shout out to Amiyadzai in London. And all of our brothers that watch online. If you're new to the channel, shalom, the water for watching. And if you've been watching, we appreciate, your questions and comments. Those are, that give us, material and inspiration. And if you have any questions, we love answering these questions because it's our goal that we dispense this gospel properly to the best of our ability. All right. And so we want to make sure that we're clear as possible. And if there's something you don't understand, you can always hit the comments and you can ask about it. Throw your question up on the comment if you need more evidence or didn't hear something. So the water for watching and coming in, and so I know we're a little late. We try to start at 7:30, 7:39. So let's go ahead and get started. The topic of the class is the rivalry of expectations. Write that down. The rivalry of expectations. We got scriptures up on the screen, but before we go to those scriptures, the reason why we're going to this topic is because sometimes we're not sure or certain how things are going. Like it's hard to rate yourself and to know where you are in the spirit. It's hard to know whether you're growing, whether you're not growing, whether you're moving forward, you're not moving forward, where things are looking up, things are looking down, things are going to, look promising in the near future, or things look dismal and sad and doomed. So a lot of times we don't know where we are in the spirit. So it's good to know exactly where we at and to ask those kind of questions. Where are we at in our lives? So we're doing this class because some people need to know, what's befalling them, either by way of hope, that I'm inspired, I got hope, I think that the Most High is working with me, He's using me, or some people think the most is too late for me. I'm a sinner, I'm the chief sinner, I'm no good, I can never be changed. I don't know why I'm even trying. Life is hard as it is. Because, they say when life give you lemons, you turn it to lemonade, right? You make lemonade. Yeah. But that ain't always as easy as it sounds. Especially depending on what comes at you. So, somebody give me the definition of rivalry, first of all. And then before we go to these scriptures that we got on the screen, we'll read this definition and grab these other verses real quick.
Rivalry.
Yeah.
Competition.
It says what?
Competition.
So there's things that's always doing what?
Competition.
There's things that's always competing for you. There's things that's always competing for your mind. And there's always things that's in competition to whether it's happiness, whether it's pain, whether it's I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm lost, I'm expecting something new to happen. And nothing new is happening in my life. My life is stale. It's boring. I don't see why I gotta work so hard, why I'm trying so hard. There's always something fighting for you, for your mind, for your thoughts. Read it again.
Rivalry. Competition.
It's a rivalry is a what?
Competition.
Read on.
A strife or effort to obtain an object which another is pursuing.
Second definition.
As rivalry in love or in an endeavor to equal or to surpass another in some excellence.
So, there's always going to be this rivalry going on in our lives. And you're always going to be caught between, joy and pain, sadness, happiness, lust, contentment, whatever it may be. You're always going to be battling something in this life. So, one thing that we do battle is our expectations. One thing that's always fighting is positive and negative. That's always fighting and battling each other. It's always going to be at odds with each other. Whether I'm happy today, I had a good day, today was great, today was awesome. I did everything I was supposed to do. Today was a good day, like Ice Cube said.
Yeah.
Or today was horrible. I can't wait to get this day over with, man. I hope I never have another day like today. Today was just absolutely the worst. You always got, and then you don't want another day like you had today. Or you wish today would never end. Today was the greatest day of all time.
Yeah.
I wish I
was asleep. I was asleep.
Yeah, I don't want to go to sleep, man. I want to suck this day up, man. It's the best day I ever had. So, we live between these two options, man.
Con.
We live between this, but one thing that we know for sure by doing what we're doing, well, we should know. Let's go to Baruch chapter 4, verse 4 real quick. And somebody else give me St. John 15 and start at verse 6.
Let me adjust this.
Nah, it's all right. I'm going to still go to these right here.
Baruch in the Apocrypha, chapter 4 and verse 4. O Israel, happy are we.
So, but regardless of what comes our way in life, we should always be where?
Happy.
You should always be happy. Go ahead.
O Israel, happy are we for things that are pleasing to the Most High and are made known unto us.
It says the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made what?
Are made known unto us.
So, if you learned how to please the Most High, and you know what makes the Most High happy, then you should be what? Then you should be happy. Then you should be full of joy. Because you know what it takes to make the Most High happy. Right? So, he said, because the things that are pleasing to us, or things that are pleasing to the Most High, are made known unto us. So, happy we should be. If I know how to please the Most High, that even if I don't necessarily feel like I'm doing my very best, or I'm at my best self, as long as I know how to please the Most High, I know the Most High, there's some confidence that should come behind it. The Most High is going to take care of me. He's going to look after me. He's going to take care of me where I can't see that I have a need for, or what I have a need for. He'll spot me where I need help at. St. John 13 and 17. I'm sorry. St. John chapter 13 and start at verse 15.
Come.
Start at verse 14.
Come. St. John chapter 13 and verse 14 reads, If I then, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet.
And as long as I know that I'm working for a good cause, and what I'm doing is for the benefit of other people, may not always necessarily be, my feet getting washed.
Yeah.
When somebody gonna wash my feet? But as long as I know I'm taking care of other people, and people are benefiting from my labor and my work. Read.
Verse 15. For I have given you an example.
It said Christ gave us a what?
An example.
What?
That ye should do as I have done to you.
He said, I'm giving you the template that I want you to follow in life. Christ gave us a template. He said, give us an example. Take care of other people around you. Take care of those around you that have need. This is the template. Read on.
16. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord.
If I got to do it, guess what? You got to do it too. If I got to live a life that's selfless with other people in mind, so do you. But is that necessarily a bad thing?
No.
What about me? What about what I'm going to get? Because when we get that mind frame, I don't see how anything good is coming my way. Read on.
Neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him.
Read. He said, because I'm not greater than the Father. The Father sent me. I'm not greater than the Father. I'm laying down an example that if I got to wash feet, y'all got to wash feet. If you believe in me. Everybody got to be in order. But guess what? Read on.
Verse 17. If ye know these things.
If you could recognize that you have an obligation to the people around you, and your life is not your own, and you can recognize this obligation. Read on.
Happy are ye.
You supposed to be what?
Happy.
And the reason why we're having this class is because what? It's not
Not happy.
Israel's not happy. Israel's not happy. They're not happy just serving the nation and serving their people and serving their body, serving their church and serving their brothers and sisters. They don't be happy. He said, happy are we. Go ahead. If you know these things, he said, happy are ye. Go ahead.
Happy are ye if ye do them.
And also, you should be happy if you what?
Do them.
If you do them. If this is what you're doing, and this is what your life is dedicated on, then good. You know why you should be happy? Because in Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6 it says what?
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. It says, "But without faith it is impossible to please him."
Because I'm doing everything I'm doing it in faith. And I know that I'm doing this for the purpose of pleasing the Most High. Like we read in Baruch. Happy are ye, O Israel, for the things that are pleasing to the Lord are made known unto us.
Come.
So as long as I know how to please the Father, I should be in a state of bliss, joy, and appreciation. I should be in a state of happiness. Read on.
"For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is,
I got to believe that the Most High exists. He is, meaning he's existing. Go ahead.
and that he is a rewarder."
And he's a what?
Rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
He said he's a rewarder of them that what?
Diligently seek him.
The definition of rewarder is one who pays wages.
Oh wow.
So I know I should be happy if I'm serving the body, serving my brothers, serving my people, serving my nation. That should make me happy because I know that the Most High is one who pays what?
Wages.
He pays wages. So
That's beautiful.
what that means is I know that what I'm doing now may not seem like the most glorious thing, to me. May not feel the most glorious. I'm washing feet. But guess what I know also on the back end? I'm confident that what?
There's, according to Scripture, there's wages the Most High gives.
There's a benefit to what I do.
Wow.
So for the purpose of me knowing that there's benefits in my labor
Yeah.
and benefits in my work and my selflessness, I should be ecstatic to do what I do every day.
I love the point that you brought up, because that's something that Jews never talk about.
Yeah.
We never talk about the benefits of the effort that we put in for the Most High.
Yeah.
I love that point in general.
Yeah, because you know what? A lot of times we go through the daily grind and it gets taxing.
Yeah.
The grind gets taxing.
Yeah.
And then you start asking yourself this question: how long can I do what I'm doing?
Yeah.
How long can I keep this routine up?
God.
How long can I keep the schedule up?
Yeah.
How long can I maintain optimal efficiency and optimal health and make sure I stay on top of myself and stay on top of my mind and stay on top of my body and I still got to take care of me sometimes.
Yeah.
So you start asking yourself those questions. How long can I keep doing this? That shouldn't even be the question. Because the Most High, if you know the Most High is a rewarder, if you know he pays wages, you know he's a good boss, then you know Friday's around the corner. I say that because that's when people get paid.
So everybody's happy.
Right.
That's when everybody gets paid. That's when everybody's happy, man.
It's the truth.
It's Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Just got paid.
Yeah.
Money in my pocket. I was like the 80s jam, bro. And he was like, damn, everybody doing that. Or if you was in the 90s, it's the first of the month.
First of the month.
Get up, get up, get up. Grab your checks and come up.
Yeah.
Wake up, wake up. Yeah, you were singing something about, you happy because TGIF, thank God it's Friday. I'm just happy because it's a payday today, and I know the reward for all my labor that I've been doing all week. For us, it come in when it come in. It gets there when it gets there when it gets there.
Yeah.
But you know it's coming. You know what that is? That's an expectation. That's an expectation of some good. And you should, if you're serving the Lord, you should always have that expectation that there's some good. Because the Most High does pay wages. He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. You're not doing what you do for nothing. It's not in vain. Although it may be taxing, although it may be daily, on a daily basis, the grind is strong and heavy. You might be requested, your presence might be requested quite often. What you bring to the table may be requested quite often. Your abilities and your gifts may be requested. But if you know the Most High, then you should be doing this work with the biggest, greatest joy and smile on your face. Because I know the Most High going to take care of me.
It's guaranteed.
We do our work for Christ as if the Most High is a bad boss. As if he just like, man, this dude don't pay nothing. He never pays, man. He's always late. Never give me what I think I'm due. Never give me what I'm worth. He don't pay me my worth. Does he know how much I'm worth? Does he know my value?
Yeah.
I should get double. I should get double pay. Yeah, right. So, the point is this. What keeps you in a state of happiness? How should you equate your joy and your happiness in your daily life? As the Most High said, these are expectations that you always have coming to you. You either got good or bad. Go there. We got it on the screen. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15. You got two things coming to you. But it's how we quantify them that's very critical.
Come. Deuteronomy 30 and verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good.
The Most High said, what's in front of us?
Life and good.
What's two things he says that you can guarantee is going to stand in front of you?
Life and good.
The Most High said, hey, I gave you life, and with life, there's some good coming. Matter of fact, when he says, read that again.
Come. Deuteronomy 30 and verse 15. See, I have set before thee.
He said, I have set in front of you, meaning what it's in front of you, meaning you can expect it. You can expect this in your life. He said, in front of you, I'm giving you options. There's life and good, and what?
And death and evil.
Death and what?
And evil.
These are two expectations that you can count on. But the Most High put us between these two polarities. But you have to understand where you are within these two polarities. You got to understand, man, am I living a good life or my life horrible and is useless? Because if you can't quantify that, will determine whether you maintain yourself and stay strong or whether you give up and get weak. If you don't know where you stand between those two polarities, if you don't know how to quantify where you are between life and good and death and evil, then that's going to dictate how long you maintain your strength or your confidence or how much you want to give up and quit and do something else in my life or throw my life away, period. Or just give in to weakness. So you got to know where you are because we're all somewhere in between here. Everybody's in between these two polarities. Life and good and death and evil. We're all in between that because those are guaranteed expectations in this life. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 15 verse 17 though. In the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus chapter 15 verse 17.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 15 verse 17.
Hey, shalom everybody online. Shalom everybody watching the water. Brothers and sisters online. All right, read that.
Before man is life and death.
He said before man is what?
Life and death.
What's in front of him? When he said before man, once again, he's saying the same thing he said in Deuteronomy. What you can guarantee is what?
Life and death.
Life and death. These are guaranteed. These are things that no man is running from. He said life and death. Read on.
You can try.
You can try, yeah. You can try to cheat death if you want to. But these things are guaranteed. These things are granted from the Most High. These are permissible options that we have in life. Life and death, read on.
And whether him like it.
And what you like. Here's the benefit of the Most High. He lets you choose. He lets you choose what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You got a choice. He said whether him like it, go ahead.
Shall be given him.
He said you get to pick which one you want. So isn't it important? Isn't it critical then that you're making the right choices?
Straight up.
So life is about choices. It's the choices that you make within these two polarities.
That's crazy, bro.
So you got to make a decision how you want your life to be. You have to make a decision what kind of life you want. Because you can get which one you want.
So are you saying this? Are you saying a lot of us are here, but we haven't decisively chosen where we are with the Father?
Yeah, a lot of us a lot of us don't know where we are with the Most High, and we try to we try to get the best life without doing the best work. Give me Romans chapter 3, verse 8 real quick. This is where we be at a lot of times. We think that we have the ability to be and do what we want that may not be what the Most High approves of, but still have the best life on the backside. Read that.
Romans chapter 3, verse 8. And not rather, as we be slanderously reported,
Go ahead.
and as some affirm,
It said that some affirm. Go ahead.
that we say, let us do evil,
So it says some people think that we say, let us do evil. Go ahead.
that good may come.
Now, this is the people that think that, you know what? I'm going to sell dope for a little while. Then I'm going to take my dope money and flip it and give it back to the neighborhood.
Yeah, and
And,
pass out turkeys on
and pass
Thanksgiving.
out turkeys on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Like
I'm-
Dolpha.
Yeah, yup.
Gave 10% to the church.
Yeah, 10% to the church.
he did.
I'm selling. I'm selling weight. I'm doing dirt, but I'm gonna flip it though.
Yeah.
So y'all understand me.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know my heart. See, I'm gonna do this dirt for now,
It's for the greatest good.
but then y'all don't see my bigger plan.
Yeah.
I got a bigger scheme on the back end. See, I'm gonna ignore the Most High right now. I'm gonna live my life and go for mine because I gotta get mine.
Yeah.
But then I'm gonna flip it on you.
Yeah.
And watch what I do when I come up.
Yeah, watch what I do.
Watch what I do. Watch me. Watch me. Ooh. Yeah.
There's a lot of comments. A lot of people will say, I know God don't want me to do this, but if he'll just let me do it just for right now, I'll promise to change at the end.
Yeah.
Wickedness.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that, bro.
You know, yeah, because a lot of us think that, you know what, I'm just going to handle this business right now
Yeah,
and do this plan that I got, execute this plan because I've already put it in motion.
exactly.
So I got to see it through. I'm going to just do what I got to do for now.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to flip it. I'm going to do some good on the back end. And then so that the Most High can know to bless me on the back end. You think we're going to flip it on the Most High?
Never work.
You know,
Never work.
we know what kind of mind that is, right? A trigger mind, a figure mind,
Yeah,
a ninja mind. It's a nigga mind.
it's a take of mine.
Yeah. I'm going to flip it on the Lord.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do this dirt for now. I'm gonna do this right now, but I'm going to, on the back end, watch what I do when I come up. I'm going to take care of everybody. I'm going to spot everybody. I'm going to take care of everybody.
Yeah, I do a little bad, do a little
Put
good.
the whole hood on my back.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
crazy one.
I'm going to put the hood on my back. So,
Streets need me.
the
Take
streets,
one for the team. Man.
take one for the team. Hove did that. So you ain't got to do that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's what we say. He said, but what? Read on.
Let us do evil, that good may come.
You think the Most High is going to let you get away with evil? But and you have the audacity to have an expectation that good is going to come to you? Who does that? Who has that mentality? Who has that thought process that I think that I can do some evil, not be hit for it, not be, punished for it, and then the Most High is still going to give me some good on the back end? What kind of mind frame do our people have?
Death and evil.
Death and evil. They don't understand. That's why I said they don't know. They don't understand where they are. You're only going to get either one. There's not options other than those two polarities. There's no other options in that. You're either going to get good or evil, death, or good and life and good, or death and evil. You're not getting nothing else. But our people think there's some middle ground that we get to play around in the gray area with the Lord. I get to play in the gray.
And that's the worst, right?
I get to blur the lines. And the Most High is still supposed to take care of me. Is that true? Read on.
Whose damnation is just.
It says their damnation is what?
It's just.
It's just their destruction is justified because they had the wrong mentality. You think you can get away with doing evil but expect some good, then you deserve to be punished. Because you didn't have understanding. You didn't understand where you are with the Most High. The Most High didn't give a gray area as an option. Either you're going to do good or you're either going to do evil. The Most High didn't hand out gray areas. You get to function a certain way. The Most High does give you he does wink at ignorance. Well, you don't know. But how long are you going to say I didn't know? Most I said my people are destroyed for what?
Lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge. What they don't know, that be hurting them. I don't know where I'm at with the Lord. So I do all kind of flip-flops with the Most High. Flim-flam the Lord. I'm going to do some evil, do some dirt, but I want some good to come. I'm expecting some good. Then you are confused. Then you don't know the Most High then. You're doing dirt, but you expect good. You're corrupted and twisted in your thought process. That's our people.
You know, a lot of our people, we get caught up in social media. We get caught up in, music industry. We get caught up in the influence that the nations pronounce as being the ideal citizens or the quote-unquote American dream. Nowadays, being a superstar athlete, being a super icon, like Will Smith's son,
or a power couple.
Power couple.
Because before the slap, Will and Jada was called a power couple.
They were the ideal
for the nation.
Yeah.
Huh? But all that mentality skews our ideas of what success is supposed to look like.
Yep.
We come to serve the Lord, and our livelihoods, the results of our livelihoods, don't necessarily match up what we see others who don't follow the Most High get.
Exactly. And you know what? The reward won't match up either. That's why the Most High said in Galatians 6 and 7, he said what?
Be not deceived, the Most High is
It
not
said,
mocked.
be not deceived.
The Most High is not mocked.
The Most High is not mocked.
For whatsoever man soweth,
For whatsoever man soweth,
that he shall also reap.
that he shall also reap. You reap what you sow. So whatever you lay down is what you get in return. Remember, the Most High does say he's a rewarder. One who pays wages. He does pay you a wage. Whether you like that wage or not is up to you. You get paid what you want to get paid with the Most High, but he's going to pay you. He said the wages of sin is what?
Yeah.
He's going to pay you. You're going to get paid. But how you get paid is up to you.
Yeah. One way or another.
One way or another, yes. So let's go to Romans chapter 5, verse 8. We're gonna just establish this point right here. Let's go to Romans chapter 5, verse 8. We're going to go back to Deuteronomy, but later on.
Romans chapter 5 and verse 8. But the Most High commanded his love toward us.
They said, but the Most High did what? Romans 8, verse 5. I'm sorry. Romans 8 and 5.
Romans chapter 8 and 5.
Yes.
For they that are after the flesh.
It says, but for these that chase the flesh, I chase pleasure. I'm not certain where I'm at between these two polarities. So in the meantime, I'm expecting good to come to me. Because that's how backwards our people are. I expect good to come to me, but I'm chasing my what?
Pleasure.
I'm chasing my pleasure. I'm chasing pleasure in my flesh and stimulation, but I'm expecting good to come. You're not gonna get what you think what's coming to you. The Most High said his damnation is just. You're gonna get punished for what you're doing. You can't do what pertains to your flesh and expect the Most High to bless you. How can you? Read on.
It says, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
Now, when it says do mind the things that are after the flesh, that word is very potent. When it says do mind, that word means to exercise the mind. That word means that is to entertain or to have sentiments or opinions or to be intensively to have self-interest in concern or obedience. Meaning, I'm intent on serving myself and I do it with intensity. I do it with intensity. I serve myself. I serve my pleasure. I exercise my mind. Meaning I train my mind to do what I want and do what I like.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'm training my mind like this.
That's how my conscious is set up and built. That's how my mind is designed.
I'm designing my mind.
Through repetition.
It's the spiritual Minecraft.
Yeah.
I'm going to chase pleasure in my flesh. But somewhere in my weird mind, I'm expecting good to come. Somewhere in my thought process, I want what I want that feels good to me. I want to satisfy my opinions. I want to chase what I think is right. I'm gonna go after what pleases me, and then I'm gonna expect some good. Read.
Con. But they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit.
So the people that are after the Spirit, how are they training their mind? How are they exercising their mind?
After the things of the Spirit.
Which is how? Which is what? Based on the will of the Father. Like Christ said. He said, no, the servant is not greater than who? His master. I got to do what the Most High want me to do. That's why Christ said, if I'm your master, which he said, and I've washed feet, then you got to wash feet. I gave you an example to follow after my example. Just like Christ said, man, I follow after my Father's example. So what he said is, in Romans, he's saying, life is about how you train your mind. How are you training your mind? How are you exercising your mind, and what are you exercising your mind in? Are you exercising your mind in pleasure, the flesh? Or are you exercising your mind in the spirit? Or you submit your mind to spiritual things? That's very important in life. Otherwise, we'd be confused in life. And we know the Most High is not the author of what? He's not the author of confusion. We'll be heavily confused in life if we don't understand this. Life is is what you're doing when you're training yourself from the time you get up in the morning. Where is your mind at? Where is your mind on? What do you meditate on? What do you think on? What are you thinking about? What are you putting in your mind? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What's in front of you? Well, how are you training your mind? Read on. You're going to explain. Read on.
Romans 8:6. For to be carnally minded is death.
He said to be carnally minded is what?
Death.
So if my mind is on my flesh, what is my reward? Death. If my mind is on the spirit, what's my reward?
Spirit.
Life. I'm living a good life. But we don't know where we are. A lot of times, we're just operating. We're just on pilot mode and just autopilot. I'm just going, man. I just get up. I just go to work. I really don't think about how I'm actually thinking and training my mind today. I'm actually not contemplating and meditating on what am I putting in my thought process. I'm just go. I just know I got to be there by 8 o'clock. I got to be there by 6:30. I'm at work. I'm just going to work, getting this paycheck, go home. You're not developing your mind. Read on.
For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
But if I retrain my mind, the Most High said I can expect what?
I didn't understand that.
What can I expect if I retrain my mind and lock my mind down on something spiritual? What can I expect?
And peace.
Life and peace. All the troubles go away. They start to go away. The fears, the doubts, the madness that's going on in my life. All that starts to subside because I made a decision to retrain my mind. Instead of saying I'm gonna do evil and then I'm gonna get some good. No, man, I'm gonna gear my mind on good first and let the Most High reward me after. Read on.
Verse 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High.
He said a carnal mind is what?
Enmity.
Enmity means opposite of friendship. That means if I'm training my mind wrong, then I become an opposite to a friend of the Lord. That's an enemy. I become an opposite. So he said, to be carnally minded is death. He said, what else?
Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High.
Which means opposite of friendship or state of opposition. Meaning I'm standing contrary to the Father if I'm training my mind to be into my pleasure. That means I stand over here and the Most High is over there. That means I'm his opponent in a ring. What the Most High is about, I'm going to destroy that. I'm going to tear it down. What the Most High wants me to do, I'm going to do the whole opposite. I'm now the enemy of the Most High. All based on what? How you've exercised your mind. And what you decided to put your mind on every day. That's very critical to know where you are in your mind every day. It's very important. It's very important to know what rules and dominate your thought process. Because you're training yourself like this. You're exercising yourself in that manner. For good or for evil. Read on.
Con, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High.
Read.
Neither indeed can be.
They're you know why? Because they're opposed to each other. They don't go together. They're not congruent.
Their nature doesn't match.
And nature don't match. Neither will the expectation match either. That's why a lot of us are disappointed. Because we don't always train our minds to the spirit. Half of what we think about is on what we want. And then our expectation be off. And then we're sad and heartbroken because the Most High is not giving me what I want. Why? Because I made myself an enemy to the Most High. How? Because I don't give my mind to what's spiritual. I choose not to study. I choose not to pray. I choose not to read. I choose not to do homework. I choose to do other things. Life is about choices. But from those choices, there is a payment. And there is an outcome. And there is a wage distributed. Read on.
Verse 8. Romans 8:8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High.
It says, so then they that are in the flesh cannot what?
Cannot please the Most High.
I can't please the Most High.
You're talking about the mind of the flesh.
Say it again.
Some of the person that designs their mind
That's training and exercising their mind.
to simply submit or subject themselves to their own pleasure.
Mm-hmm. They can never please the Most High.
Come.
So if as long as my mind is geared on what pleases me and what I want and what satisfies my flesh, I can never please the Most High. And in return, I can never get the expectation. This is why the expectation of my labor or my work is always not met. I'm never happy in it. I've been working my butt off. A lot of us work hard as hell. We'll go to work. We'll clock in, clock out because we know we got bills to pay. But while we're, other than working, collecting a check, where's our mind at? Besides work, that you got to do to pay your bills, that you got to do to put food in your mouth. The Most High said, "The man don't work, he don't eat." Right? So besides work, because you know you have to do that. Some of us accept that. Some of us even don't want to do that. But besides work, where's the predominant thought process that's ruling my mind? Where's my mind normally at on a daily basis, on a regular basis? Is it in the book or is it somewhere else? Is it on getting a crib, buying a car, music, relationships? Is the cares of this life choking out what should be really important to me? I gotta make sure I got insurance. I gotta make sure I don't call into work. I gotta make sure I go in today. You gotta make sure you do all these other things. But what about the spirit? What, have you been exercising your spirit? And you wonder why the expectation there's always a failure. There's always sadness. You wonder why I'm not happy, but look at how you've trained your mind to just not give the Most High what He wants from you. But I've been making myself an enemy to the Father. Read that verse 8 again.
God. Romans 8:8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High.
So they that are in the flesh cannot what?
Cannot please the Most High.
Cannot please the Most High. Now, you have to know the quality of your mind state. Just like the Most High would want you to know the quality of your friendships. For example, let's get an example. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 7. Why would the Most High want to bestow maximum blessings on us and good on us, but half the time our mind is just on something polluted?
Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 7 reads, if thou wouldest get a friend.
It said, this how you know how the Most High looks at us. Because he's trying to tell you how to look at other people. This is how you know how the Most High sees us. If I'm going to be a friend of the Most High, remember, enmity is what? Opposite of friendship. Enmity is opposite of friendship. So if the Most High is telling me how to look at people, then I should also know how the Most High is going to look at me. So maybe we can see it better. Maybe we can't see our relationship with the Most High, but we can see our relationship with people a little bit better. So let's use that for an example. Read.
If thou wouldest get a friend.
It says if you're going to get a friend, what are you supposed to do when you get a friend? Read.
Prove him first.
It says before you just classify this person and say, man, that's my homie. Man, that's my dog. That's my boy, man. That's my ace boon coon. That's my sahab. That's my partner. Man, that's my road dog, my roadie. Man, hey, we tight, man. That's my people. Before you go off just saying, hey, man, I'm tied in with this individual. I'm connected with this person. Before you classify that, before you make that declaration, what does the Most High say you got to do with people?
Prove him first.
You got to do what?
Prove him first.
So before the Most High calls you his friend, what do you think he's doing to you?
Proving.
The man is telling you how to quantify and vet friends. Do you not think he's vetting you the same way?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you not think before the blessings come that he's proving you first? Before he bestows all the good to you, that he's putting you to the test first? Why would he tell you to do that with people and you not think that he's doing it with you?
It's crazy.
We can see it when it comes to people, but sometimes we can't see it when it comes down to our relationship with the Father. I can't see that the Most High is proving me first. But I can damn sure see how I just don't trust nobody. I don't just trust people. Them ain't your friends, them are your associates. You damn right, because you're supposed to. You're supposed to put people to the test. You're supposed to challenge the quality of the virtues of the people that you're attaching yourself with. You're supposed to do that. That benefits you. He said, do what?
Prove him first and be not hasty.
And be not hasty means to be not quick to do what?
To credit him.
To give somebody credit. So do you think the Most High is quick to give us credit?
No, he's not quick to give us credit.
He's not quick to give us credit.
That's his advice?
You know what the Most High know about us? We're fickle. We change based on the condition. Our servitude is very, very shallow. Anything can take our attention. 1 minute we serve the Lord, we love the Lord, 1 minute we don't. 1 minute I'm studying, the next minute, in the same minute, I'm watching TV. Then I'm watching TV. I went into my phone to look at a Bible app. I started off at the Bible app. A commercial popped up, and it just got me looking at
down the rabbit hole.
Makeup and compound for sisters. And I'm on Temu. I'm on Temu and trying to see what I can get for $6. Get a whole outfit for $6. I was on the Bible app. Now I got a whole outfit coming in the mail. Brothers do the same thing. I'm on the Bible app. Now I'm watching the video.
Right.
Now somebody got a new album out, new song coming out. Now I'm watching a podcast. I'm on a podcast. I'm watching Joe Rogan. I went from the Most High to Joe Rogan.
That's crazy.
Damn shallow, man.
But you know why? Because the Most High knows that, man, before I really start dropping these blessings on you, I got to make sure that your mind's in the right place. I'm not going to start bestowing all these blessings on you and your mind is partially on me.
Right.
Why should I drop these blessings on you? You don't think about me enough. It's the same way that you should qualify friends. Before you just call somebody a friend, you should be putting them to the test to see if they're deserving of the benefits that you have to bestow upon them. Read that part again.
Come. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
You know what? Did not Christ say the same thing in Matthew chapter 7? Somebody read that real quick. Matthew chapter 7. Read verse 6.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 6.
We're coming back.
No, let it go.
It says, give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
It says, give not that which is what?
Holy unto the dogs.
What do you have that's holy that you can give people?
Money.
Your time.
Your resources. Your time, your money, resources, energy.
Yeah, it's really in your spirits.
Yeah, because you know it's some spiritual vampires.
Wisdom.
Drain you out.
It's people that will drain and deplete you spiritually.
Yeah.
And they need to drain people in order for them to be fulfilled. So he said, listen, man, I got it. Man, I might have to hit this follow real quick on that point. Read that one more time real quick.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 6. It says, give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
He said, give not that which is holy, spiritual, unto what?
The dogs.
Dog, just a person that's not deserving what you have to offer. They're not deserving of it. Read on.
It says, neither cast ye your pearls before swine.
It says, neither cast ye your pearls, the things that have value, unto who?
Swine.
Why is that? Read.
Lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you.
So it says they'll take advantage of you. It's people that you may call a friend that is only out to take advantage of you. They only want something from you.
You know, it reminds me of Ecclesiastes 12 and talks about doing good to the godly man. Because when you do good to the sinner, the person not appreciative, they overmaster you, take advantage of you, take advantage of your time, your resources, your mind. You know, the best of your gifts, the best of your abilities, just to sit here and when it conveniences them, leaving the dust, or when you hit a rock bottom, leaving the dust, not think twice about it.
You know, I was on the Bible app, and then I was watching Tyrese.
Who's Tyrese?
Fast and Furious Tyrese.
Yeah, I've been seeing him all the time.
Yeah. Notice how I prefaced that. I was on the Bible app.
Yeah.
I was on the Bible app, and Tyrese showed up on a video, and Tyrese was brokenhearted, man. Anybody know what
going through it?
Anybody know what happened to him?
Yep.
What more do you want from me?
With his old ex or something?
Yeah.
He has some new stuff coming up though.
He said, this is my life, this is my story.
Yeah.
He said, I was married to a woman for 5 years. We had a baby, had a beautiful daughter. And after 5 years, there was no other woman. I never cheated. I never did any dirt. I only kissed a woman on the forehead in a different movie, on another set of a movie.
Yeah.
That's as far as it ever went with me and somebody. I didn't do the things that a man would normally do to lose his woman. He said, but one morning I woke up and my woman was gone.
Dumb.
And he was broken, man. This man was broken on the camera. He said, this is my story.
He bears it all out.
Yeah, he wear it on his sleeve, bro.
Yeah.
This is my story. And his eyes was swollen. And you could tell he'd been doing a heavy drinking. Because he's hurt. But he said, I don't know what happened. He said, I don't got no, I never did, I never cheated. I never had no other people in my phone. Never had reason to hide anything. He said, I never did anything wrong and I don't know why she left. And she just dipped out. Had the baby and left.
Mm-hmm.
After the baby, she had the baby. The baby took the baby and dipped. Don't know what happened. He's in limbo land right now.
Yeah. He's in limbo land.
He's in limbo. He's in another world floating like this. A relationship bubble. In a relationship bubble in outer space.
And the spirit's just hitting him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the spirit, I did everything right.
Yeah.
And ask him,
He's in death
did
world,
you
huh?
think that she loved you?
In the friend zone. Say it again. No, the question is, yes. He said, I wonder if she ever loved me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what Christ said? Christ said what? Read it again.
It's a cruel.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine,
Read.
lest they trample them under their feet.
And lest they do what?
Trample them under their feet.
When you involve yourself and tie yourself in with people that don't deserve what you have to offer and give them, he says they take what you have to give them that's precious. They take your resources. They take your time. They take your energy, your strength. They take your attention. And they do what? They step on it. they throw it in the trash. They take all your good efforts. They take all that thinking power, that all the thoughts that you gave to them, trying to think about, man, how can I improve their life? How can I be a benefit to that person's life? How can I enhance that person's life? I think about all the meditation that I put and gave to this person, and all the consideration that I gave to this person, and they take it and they step on it. How does that feel? Feels bad, bro. Like I wasted my resources. I wasted my energy. I wasted my time. I wasted my effort. You supposed to qualify people.
And he put in 5 years, bro.
We put in 5 years.
Brothers put in hella time, hella spirit, hella strength, hella thoughts, concentration.
Yeah. Commitment, man. Real commitment. Yeah. He said I never cheated. He said I never did anything outside the relationship to give this person a reason to want to just do what they did.
And for a man that has means and attention, and he's in the public light, you would think he would have the option.
Of course he got options. The dude is an actor. He got options on the acting side.
Yeah.
He's a great singer. You know what I'm saying?
One of the best.
I ain't maybe put him up there, but he got some hits though.
He was on that Coca-Cola side.
And that cut, he's one of the best. We ain't gonna put him in that category. He don't say one of the best. I say he's good. Yeah. He's above average. But you know, you got Babyface, you got Luther Vandross.
There's a lot.
Come on, man. You know, Luther, you gotta put Luther up in there. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Gaye, you gotta put Marvin Gaye in there. You know what I'm saying? You can't put Tyrese up there yet. You know what I'm saying? Not yet. He ain't made enough albums out. But he do got some hits though. Yes, sir.
I think in every one of them relationships, he's been with her for 5 years, but in every one of them, there's red flags you probably just dismiss.
Well, he saw none of them. That's why he was so hurt. He saw no red flags. That's why he was so hurt.
It's on the green.
That's possible. You think that? I mean, anybody can say anything.
Oh, it's possible.
But it's hunky dory.
You can fake it for a couple of years.
Well, she faked it for quite a few years till she got what she needed.
Like Brittany Renner, huh? She waited till she got pregnant, had a baby, then took the baby and let that basketball player.
I don't have that type of wealth.
But she told them what she was.
She didn't say, "I'm going for the basketball player."
She said I'm going for the dumb basketball player.
Yeah,
she did say and declare her intentions.
Brittany Renner.
Woo!
Yeah, she did say this is what I'm going to do.
She gave the warning.
She gave the warning.
She gave disclaimer.
It's different. It hit
Don't
different.
smoke these
It hit
cigarettes.
different when you didn't expect it and you didn't see it coming.
Well, but the crazy part about that was she was saying on her Instagram, she's cleaned herself up like, I'm a changed woman now. I love God and I'm family.
They always love Jesus.
And rather than she gave birth, that was it.
They always love Jesus for a couple minutes.
That's true. Yep. A couple minutes.
But a couple minutes later, she out of there. And she got the bag.
Yeah, she got the bag.
But you know what? This is what happens when if the Most High is telling you how He's looking at you, and He's telling you how to look at other people, we should be able to put two and two together and know when I should expect some good and when should I not expect good.
Wow.
If I've been doing what's right, like we said at the beginning of the class, I should be happy if I'm duplicating the example of Christ. I should be happy.
There's wages coming.
Because I know something's coming. Some good is coming. I should be happy because I know how to please the Most High, like it says in Baruch. So I should be happy. So I should expect some good because I'm doing what's right. But what we trip out on, our people, we don't do what's right, but still be mad that no good is coming. Wow. But can't figure it out.
That's a crazy thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not being a friend to the Most High, but I expect a benefit.
I'm at odds with the Most High, but I'm expecting benefits and I'm mad when no good's coming. So I live in an unhappy state but I'm not giving the Most High what He wants.
Can I put one scripture with?
Mm-hmm.
Ecclesiastes 6 and verse 1. Ecclesiastes 6 and verse 1.
Ecclesiastes 6 and verse 1.
Just in case somebody's thinking Shashawan's making this up.
Instead of a friend, become not an enemy.
Read it again.
Instead of a friend,
do what?
become not an enemy.
I'm supposed to be non-offensive to the Father. I'm not supposed to offend his spirit. I'm saying I'm his friend. Well, how do I know I'm his friend? Because I'm not his enemy. Or I'm making sure damn well before, because he's proving his friendship. He's testing his friendship. He's examining his friendship. But he's making sure if you want to maintain, quote unquote, that friendship status, what am I doing to make sure I'm not his enemy? How much effort am I putting into the point where I'm not doing anything that's contrary to his principles or his pleasure or his liking or his frame of thought or his perspective or his way or his culture? A lot of our personal culture is contrary to God's spiritual culture. It's not the same. It's like the wolf and the lamb together. The wolf and the lamb they can't be together. They're both beasts, but they have opposite personalities. So it's something in my personality, something in my character, something in my way of processing my day that's making me an oppositional figure to the Father. So I wanted to put that point, that scripture, just because
Whether it be good or you.
that idea of not becoming an enemy is paramount. We should be operating more in the spirit of the fear of the Lord. I have a healthy respect and healthy fear. I'm trying to make sure I'm non-offensive.
Yep, very much so. That's a great point, bro.
That was it. It was your point. I just wanted to extract that wording because people might think that, oh man, you guys are just making it like. Listen, the scripture says this: don't become an enemy.
Yep.
It literally says that.
It does. But how do I? Because the way we become an enemy to the Most High is a lot of times we're not spiritually discerned, and that's where we're going to go to next. We're not spiritually discerned enough to know the distinction between what's pleasing the Most High and what's not. What's good and what's not. Give me that verse right there in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. Because remember, we just read in Romans chapter 8, it says, they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High.
God. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit.
But the natural man is a man consumed with only what pleases them all day. They're only consumed with what is extolling their opinion, seeking conceit, self-interest. I'm not worried about giving myself to anybody that needs me. I'm not thinking outside of myself. I'm only about what pleases me and what I'm gaining and losing. That's what rules my thought process. That's what matters. That's what's important. So he said what?
But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High.
It said, but the natural man don't perceive the things. Why?
For they are foolish. For they are foolishness unto him.
Go ahead.
Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
It said because they are what?
Spiritually discerned.
That discern means to distinguish or to discriminate. I can't discriminate between good and bad or right or wrong. And because I can't discriminate from within whether my mind is actually meditating on good things, I think, in my opinion, I'm a decent person. Yeah. I don't commit crimes. I don't rob people. I don't cheat. I don't steal.
Yeah.
I'm decent. Why shouldn't I get what I want in life? Why don't I have what I want? Because in my mind, I tell myself, hey, I'm a decent person. I'm not that bad. I know I got scriptures. I read.
Go to class.
I go to class. But why am I not getting what I want? Because there's something that they can't distinguish. They can't distinguish where they are with the Most High. They can't distinguish that. They can't discriminate that. There's still some things that they're meditating on that they haven't given up of why the Most High is holding back that blessing. Why he's holding back those pearls. Why is he holding back those valuables? He said, give not that which is holy unto dogs. Somewhere I'm not getting what I want because somewhere in my mind I haven't given over to the Most High what he expects from me. But in my mind, in my opinion, I'm okay. I'm not that bad. I drink on occasion, moderately. I take care of my business. I pay my bills. I take care of my kids. I pay my taxes. I'm a decent citizen.
What more do you want?
What more do you want from me? What more do you want? We think that that's pleasing to the Most High. But he says there's something that's missing within a person's mind frame. He says what's missing is their discernment is off. Like we read in Romans in the beginning, some people think I can do evil, but I'm supposed to expect good on the back end. Man, your discernment is off. Your ability to distinguish right and wrong has failed you. Read it again.
This is 1 Corinthians 2, verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them.
It says neither what?
Neither can he know them.
Neither can he know them. Why? Read.
Because they are spiritually discerned.
It says spiritually discern means to see the difference between two or more things. And the definition is called to have judicial cognizance. That's what it means to be spiritually discerned. To have judicial cognizance. Really, it's French. To have judicial cognizance. Which means, cognizant meaning what? To think, right? To have, cognitive thinking. To be able to power to think. But judicial thinking is I can see the difference between right and wrong. I can see the difference between good and bad. I bring that story up about Tyrese because Tyrese didn't see what? He couldn't see. He was not spiritually discerned.
Yeah, that's a major thing. Huh?
He couldn't see this woman's intentions. He saw, he was happy. They went, when you look at the pictures he got, him and his wife holding hands everywhere. They was holding hands everywhere. He was decked out. She was decked out. How did it go from them being decked out, new baby, new daughter? He's still in the movie industry. How did it go?
They have never-ending movies. Yeah. The Fast Furious is never over.
Man, they just had another one.
Guaranteed. It's guaranteed money. They're gonna keep running cars out. It's guaranteed money.
Guaranteed money, bro.
They're going out of space now.
And so you got a consistent job going. You're not down on your luck. Everything's great. And that person bounces, and you're angry, you're upset because you didn't see it. You couldn't see it. You couldn't see that person's intentions. You couldn't distinguish between a good friend and a bad friend. You couldn't distinguish a friend that was there for you or there for them. But you couldn't distinguish that. But you're mad that your expectations are not met, but you lack what? Discernment. And this is why a lot of our people walk around with broken expectations, because they don't have discernment. They don't have that, what's called that cognizance, judicial cognizance,
where everything's being judged properly.
Where I can judge, I can look at intentions, I can look at friends, and if I can't see a person's intentions long enough, then I'm gonna keep them in a friend zone. They won't stay in a friend bubble
until
I can see them longer.
Right.
Let me see what this person's about first before I just go make a full-fledged commitment and tie my life in with this person. How do I know this person is not trying to just take advantage of me?
Right.
How do I not know that this person is just trying to get something from me? Or they only want the benefits that come with having me around? How do I know this person is not just trying to use me or set me up or leave me hanging high and dry?
Or when things are bad, I'm out.
Well, because things are getting tough.
I
didn't come here for all that.
I came here for good times only. I know what you're talking about.
I didn't sign up for this. Yeah. How do you know? But a lot of times our expectations are not met and broken because we didn't know how to judge the situation. We didn't know how to judge people. And we lack the ability to distinguish good and bad. What he calls judicial, with the definition of discern, judicial cognizance, is what Philo called the nature of the opposites. I'm gonna explain that real quick.
But it was the same terminology.
It's still different wording, but I'm gonna tell you what he means when he says this. I'm gonna explain this real quick. What he calls it having knowledge of the opposites. Is what Philo calls it. Having knowledge of the opposites, meaning you're able to see good and bad. You got knowledge of intentions, thoughts, mind frames, purposes, plans, aims. I can see you coming from a mile away, because I can distinguish good and bad. The lack of an ability to distinguish the two causes us a lot of trouble in life. You can read this for me real quick.
This is the law of opposites?
No, he calls it the knowledge of opposites.
The knowledge of opposites. Okay.
Yeah. It's 293 in Philo. And just read this part right here. Read this part. Read 207 to 209. Just finish all that at 209. 207, just read that. It's on page 293. 293.
293.207. It says, therefore, the sacred word, having given us instruction respecting the division into equal parts.
He says, Philo said that the Most High gave us the sacred word, the Bible gave us knowledge of divisions of equal parts. Meaning what? Read.
Leads us also to the knowledge of opposites.
He calls this the knowledge of opposites, meaning you have the power to if you study the word enough, if you study the Bible enough, it'll give you the power to discern right and wrong,
I believe it.
good and bad, positive and negative. I'll let him explain. Go ahead.
Come. It says, saying that the Most High placed the divisions opposite to one another.
He said, in life, the Most High made everything in what?
Pairs.
In pairs. There's polarities in life. In life, things stand on opposite ends of each other. Read.
Come. For in fact, nearly all the things that exist in the world are by nature.
He said what?
Nearly all the things that exist in the world.
He says nearly all the things that exist in the world, go ahead,
are by nature opposite to one another.
He said are by nature opposite to one another. Where there's good,
evil is
evil's always present with me. You know, if there's blessings and then there's what? There's cursings. There's right and then there's what? There's wrong. But read on.
Yeah. It says, and we must begin with the first. Hot is opposite to cold.
He's telling you, sometimes you got to know the difference. That there is a difference between, only in America, they trying to tell you a boy is a what? And a girl could be a what? Only in America they doing that. Western countries.
They think we crazy.
But the Most High didn't make it that way.
Right.
The Most High said everything was made in what?
Pairs.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 14.
Whoever has it.
Just read verse 15. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 30, verse 14.
33.
33, verse 14.
Read verse 15, just to get to the point.
Come. Verse 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High.
Are we just reading this from Philo because, we believe in Philo? No, the Most High say the same thing. It ain't just Philo saying this. The Most High said it also. He said, when you look at all the works of the Most High, he said what?
So look upon all the works of the Most High. And there are 2 and 2.
He said, there's 2 and 2. You got 2 of these, but you got 2 of these.
Ain't go either way.
They go, he said 2 and 2. Go ahead.
Equal balance.
Is
against
equal.
another.
He said 1 is against what?
Another.
The other. So he said the way the Most High created everything, he created things to stand in polarity.
That's how he did it. He could have made it all one way.
You got male, you got female.
Yeah.
You got old, you got young. Yeah, that's how the Most High created everything. You read on.
I await up last of all, as one that gathereth after the grape gatherers.
Now, read verse 14 now. So now read verse 14.
Verse 14. Good is set against evil.
What is the enemy of good?
Evil.
What's the enemy of evil?
Good.
He said they oppose each other. The problem is people can't distinguish the difference. That's where life goes wrong. You can't distinguish between good and evil. So you live life working your butt off, expecting good to come, but good don't show up. Because there's something you're missing. Because you thought you were good, but you wasn't sure. You weren't proven yet. You weren't vetted yet. You just like the Most High said, prove a friend. You better find the quality of somebody before you just attach yourself. The Most High doing the same thing. You want good to come to you, and you expect it, but you're not doing what I'm asking you to do to get it. Then who's confused? Me or you? The Most High saying we're confused. We live a life of confusion. We do crazy off-the-wall stuff, think crazy off-the-wall thoughts, but get mad that something is not coming through.
It's not working out.
It's not working out. Half your mind is in the trash majority of the time. But we wonder why the blessing isn't coming.
I didn't see this I didn't see this happening.
I didn't see it happening. I don't know where this came from. He said, man, there's only two choices. It's not gray. There's no gray area. The Most High put everything in opposition to each other. Good against evil, hot and cold, so on and so forth. Read.
And life against death.
And life against what?
Death.
Against death.
There is that. And while you're in life, you better understand, while you're in between life and death, know where you're at with the Most High. While you're in between, a lot of us live life between life and death, unsure of where we are with the Father.
So you're saying that we know our Facebook status. We don't know our Most High status.
Yeah, I know my relationship status.
Come.
Or sometimes we even put complicated, because we don't even know that. We don't even know how that's going.
Confused.
We can't even call that.
That's real.
Situationship.
Yeah, we can't even call it. We don't even know how that's going to turn out. I'm dating. Dating, man. Either you married or you not. Are you married? Are you single? I'm dating. What the hell is that?
An entanglement.
Yeah, entanglement. That's when you get entanglement.
Yeah.
That's confusion. I'm in a situation. It's an entanglement. Wait a minute. Entanglement. You're married, but you got an in-house boyfriend.
It's not that serious.
Named August Alsina.
Yeah.
You got an in-house boyfriend, but you're married to a man. That's confusion. Because people don't accept the fact that it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
It's not both. Either you love me or you what?
You don't.
Or you don't. Can we live in reality?
I love you, but how about
Yeah, I love you, but.
There's a love you, but.
If somebody says I love you, but. Do you love me? Maybe.
I do.
Maybe.
Question mark.
Are you married? I got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Are you married? No, I got a boyfriend. So is the door open or is it closed?
Is you finished or is you done?
Where are we going to go with this? Is it serious or not serious?
Yeah.
I'm sorting my feelings out right now.
It depends right now.
Depends. Sometimes.
Oh, say I got friends. Yeah, I just got a lot of friends. I got friends. Friends,
everywhere.
Friends? What are we doing here?
You won't let me have.
Are you taken? Are you spoken for? Are you promised to somebody? Or are you free? It's complicated. Well, we haven't talked for a while. Okay, you ain't talked for a while.
We're not seeing eye to eye for.
We're on a partial separation. We're on a break. Oh, you're on a break. Oh, you're on a break.
We need a break, guys.
You need a break. Oh, okay.
You're on vacation.
You're on vacation right now? Yeah. So this is what This is how we infuse foolishness.
Oh my God! And this goes back to the judicious cognizance.
Yeah.
Well, it said the knowledge of opposites. We're not clear where we're at.
Nope.
There's no clarity here.
There's no clarity, bro. But I live a life with no clarity, but I want a blessing. That's the foolishness.
Bless me.
That's the trickery. I live life in the middle gray area, but I want the Most High to, hook it up. But you live life in the gray area. You're not all the way with him. You're not all the way against him. But you want the blessing, though. It don't happen that way. You got to understand it's either or. Either you're going to be all in for the Lord or you're not.
Or not.
Most High Christ said, be hot or cold, man. Be fully committed or don't commit at all. Give him your mind. Who wants a halfway love affair? Who wants a part-time lover? Some days he love me, some days he don't. How is life living when you live in a someday he love me, someday he don't?
Hot and cold.
He kissed me today, he hit me tomorrow.
That's crazy. That's a
He
mixed
kissed me
message,
today, but tomorrow he beat the shit out of me. Who wants to live like that? She cheat on me today, but tomorrow she's committed.
I love you, baby.
Who wants to live like that?
That's a crazy spirit.
But you know what's so crazy? People live like this every day, all the time. But it's somewhere in the back of their crooked mind, they feel like I deserve a blessing, or I should have a blessing coming, or if I don't have a blessing coming, I'm angry.
Yeah. I'll never forget it. I heard this from a woman before. I don't know if I went to school with her now. But she told me, she said, why would I let a boyfriend stop me from finding a husband?
Oh, you got a smart saying.
Man, you don't even want to say that too much, because that might become a thing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yes, it's sad, bro. Why should I let a boyfriend stop me from finding a husband?
Because
it's crazy
their mind is, this is a temporary scenario. This is just so I don't feel lonely right now.
It's to
But
fill.
I'm looking for the
This
one
is
still.
to fill the gap in the dead space.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
All right. There's some dead space in here.
A little recess.
Yeah. So I'm filling myself out. Filling out what I like. I'm trying to explore and find out what it is that I'm looking for. So I'm dating to test it out, test the waters.
Exactly.
Wow, you're testing the waters. So this is why he's saying that we have to go this way, because there is no middle ground. The Most High didn't make it that way.
Yeah.
Good is either you gonna be good or you be evil. Pick one. Can't be both.
Anti-hero.
Right, but finish that in Philo.
Philo 293.208. Hot is opposite to cold, and dry to wet, and light to heavy, and darkness to light, and night to day. Also in heaven, that which is fixed is opposite to the wandering planetary motion. And in the air, a clear sky is opposite to clouds. Winter to summer, autumn to spring. For the one is blooming and the other is fading.
So he said spring, the grass is growing back. Autumn, fall, things are dying. It's not spring and fall at the same time. It's not summer and winter at the same time, bro.
That's not realistic.
Oh, man. That's confusion. You got a jacket on with some shorts, with a raincoat, with some flip flops, and a snow hat.
People do that.
And then they call that hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you got the ski goggles on. You got the ski goggles on, but you ain't skiing though.
You ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere. Just hip hop. You ain't never been skiing, but you got the ski goggles on with the baseball cap and the ski. They're two different sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell you trying to do?
And then you got
the baseball gloves out.
You got the baseball glove, and then you got the runner's wristband on. Come on, man. A lot of confusion, bro.
There's a lot going on. Right?
But people live like this. People live in this confused state, bro.
That's funny.
You're eating healthy and eating junk at the same time, the same day. You're opposing the purpose of the health. You might as well pick one.
Yeah.
How you having a cheat day and a splurge day at the same day?
Same day.
Yeah. Hours apart from each other.
Yeah.
It's
See
not-
what it is? See, I'm going to eat this good food first. Coat my stomach with the good food, with the lettuce.
Yeah.
And then the burger's just going to slide through
Slide
the lettuce.
through. Undetected eye.
It's going to slide over the lettuce. And it won't affect me because I got a spinach base
That's
on my stomach.
That's funny.
I got a spinach base, so the meat is going to slide over the...
This is madness.
Come on, bro. Just pick one, bro. But that's us. Yes, sir.
There was one time me and my all was working at the mall. This dude had on a basketball jersey or something, but it had baseball in it. And he was like, "Oh man, you know, come here, basketball, man. This is baseball." Like he took offense to it, man. This is baseball. And then he was like, "What are you talking about? It's a basketball jersey." We was just confused. It was so funny, bro. It was hilarious.
The dude had a baseball jersey on.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it had says Spurs.
It was-
I'm like, bro, it's got a basketball team on the.
Oh my God! And then he's mad. Then he's mad that you
don't recognize.
You didn't recognize that he's wearing a baseball jersey.
Yeah.
A basketball team on a baseball
It
jersey.
ended up becoming a mall joke. A mall joke.
But people live in confusion, and then they mad, they're upset because life isn't working out, but they're living in confusion. Finish that.
Point 209. Again, of things on earth, sweet water is opposite to bitter, and barren to fertile land. Again, there are other things contrary to one another, a visible bodies to incorporeal, things endowed with vitality to things inanimate.
Inanimate. I mean, things that you can see.
Don't move.
Things that have life, things that don't have life, things that are incorporeal, meaning things you cannot see versus things you can see. There's things seen and things unseen. What he's saying is there's an opposite to everything. And in life, almost everything is made that way. Read on.
Rational to irrational.
There's rational thinking,
Yeah.
and then there's irrational thinking.
Mortal to immortal. Things discernible by the outward sense to things perceptible.
Things that are discernible because you can read it on a piece of paper and it makes sense. Or there's things that require what?
Perceptible.
Many things that you cannot read in a book, but you just have to study it long enough and meditate on it long enough to understand it. Some things require meditation without visual aids. Some things you can learn with a visual aid. So he's saying that there's different things. There's opposites. Some things you just got to learn by studying. You can't. There's no formula necessary to give you the answer. You just got to stand back and watch enough. You got to sit back and study it and think about why is this person this way. There's no necessary map or legend to tell you why this person think the way they think. You just got to study them long enough. You got to keep telling yourself, man, I don't understand this person. This person don't make no sense to me. Why don't they make no sense to me? Let me keep studying and asking myself this question. Why is this person doing this? Instead of getting mad and emotional, why is this person doing this? That person don't come with a printout and a readout. I am this way because in 1987 this happened to me. No, you don't know. Some things require time to just look at a person long enough to see what it is that you need to learn from that individual. And some people wear their thoughts on a sleeve. You can see them clearly. They're easily visible. They're easily discernible. You can see them coming a mile away. Some people you can't. Read.
It says, discernible by the outward sense to things perceptible only by the intellect.
Only by the what?
The intellect.
Only by thinking enough. You got to meditate deep enough on certain things. Go ahead.
Things comprehensible to things incomprehensible. Elements to things concrete and perfected. Beginning to end. Generation to destruction. Life to death. Disease to health. White to black. The right to the left.
Stop right there. That's enough. What is he saying? Everything in life stands in what? Stands in opposition to each other. The problem is we're the ones that make life confusing. Because we want the Most High to accept the fact that we don't want to be right or wrong. We want the Most High to accept and bless us and reward us for living a confused life. I'm dating, but I can't find any good men. I'm sleeping around with a bunch of women, but none of them, I'm still not content because they're not marriage material. But I'm looking for a wife, though. Looking for a rib. You know the scriptures say, Ecclesiastes 7:26, real quick on that point. When you know you got a rib. That's how you know you got a rib. You found one.
Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 7 and verse 26.
Read that.
Hast thou found a wife after thy mind?
Oh!
No.
He said if you find a woman that's what?
After your mind.
What does that mean?
Thinks like
Might be your
Thinks
wife.
like you.
A woman, if you found a woman that thinks like you, not lay down in the bed with you.
But that's the most confusing part.
That's confusing. I thought she loved me. I thought she loved
It
me.
felt great. What happened?
The connection was there. The chemistry was amazing.
Yeah, there was
It was
sparks.
amazing chemistry and sparks. The physical connection was there,
Yeah.
but that don't make a wife though.
Wow. How
The
could it-
sexuality was there,
Yeah.
but that don't mean she's a wife in the Bible. We was naked together, but that don't mean she's a wife.
Wow.
That don't make a wife. See, we live in confusion, but we expect the utmost blessings. But we do the most confusing things and wonder why the Most High don't bless. Who's lying to who? Or is it the fact that I lack discernment? Because I'm spiritually discerned. He said, hast thou what?
Hast thou a wife after thy mind?
He said, but if you find a woman that thinks like you, not will get naked with you, not will lay down with you, but she thinks like you. She's patterned her thought process to match your mind. Then do what?
Forsake her not.
Don't let her go. Because you found a keeper. But a lot of people dating, but they ain't found no keepers. They got some throwaways.
Yeah.
They got some hit or quit it. Hit it and quit it. Here today, gone tomorrow. I found an affair. I'm having an affair. I found a cuddy buddy.
Yeah.
Found me a cuddy buddy. Okay. But is it a wife though? Is it a keeper though?
Nah,
Is that somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with?
nah.
But why is the outcome doesn't match the effort that I'm putting into it? Why is that? Why is it not lining up? Why is my expectation not lining up? Thought it was good. Everything was gravy. Because you know what? There's something that we're missing. We don't have that judicial cognizance.
Yeah.
Or what Philo say, the knowledge of the opposites. Because you don't know good and bad. You can't distinguish the two. You don't know what's good and bad. You don't know what's right and wrong. You don't know what's a keeper and what's not a keeper. You haven't been educated enough to know. And same thing. The sister said online. Con, sis. And it doesn't make a husband either. A lot of men just want to lay down. But that don't mean they're a husband. That does not mean they're a husband. Just because they lay down with you. That means you're just going to be warm tonight.
For the night?
That's just gonna be.
For the
You
moment?
got some body heat. That's what you are. All you doing is creating friction, but you're not making no marriage though. You're actually casting away what's good to you to dogs, cause that guy ain't gonna be here. You're giving your pearls to swine, cause that guy really, pretty much, is gonna say, "Man, it's getting late."
Gotta work tomorrow.
Oh man, I didn't know time flies. Time has flown. Man, I got. Would you look at that? Time has just escaped both of us. What you doing next week? By 11:30. By 11:30. What you doing by 11:30 next week? Hit me back next week on a rendezvous, on a late night rendezvous. We'll finish where we left off at. But that's a husband, right? That ain't no damn husband. Ain't no husband. That's not a husband. That guy's not going to be there long. There's no commitment with that individual past that physical connection. That's not a husband. But the reason why our life is the way it is because we lack that discretion and that discernment to know what's good and bad. We can't distinguish good from bad. We can't distinguish the two. And it costs you a lot of happiness in life.
That's the real thing, bro.
It costs you a lot of happiness because you don't even know what you're looking for. You don't even know what you're looking at in a person. You don't know what's good in a person. You don't know what's bad. You don't know what good qualities to look for or bad qualities to look for. You can't see the difference. Are all men bad? No. Are all women bad? No. Are all men good? No. Are all women good? No. But you better get some discernment. You better get some discernment in your life. Got to read this for me real quick, Dariat. That was Ecclesiastes, right?
7:26.
Somebody read Amos chapter 3, verse 3 while I look for this real quick.
You ready?
Yep, read that.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 3 reads, "Can two walk together, except
Paul says it's impossible.
they be agreed?
It said what?
Can two walk together, except they be agreed?"
He said, can two walk together except they be what?
Agreed.
Agreed. What does that mean?
Same mind.
If you're going to tie yourself in with somebody, you're going to make a friend with somebody, you got to be what? You got to be on the same page. You got to be in agreement. Agreement means what? We have the same mind. We have the same goals. We got the same vision.
Harmony.
We're in harmony with one another. We think alike. We want the same things. We make the same plans. We go after and pursue the same purposes.
We're on the same journey.
We're on the same journey.
So between these two verses, we could plainly see that that's just a worldly myth that opposites attract. Oh, and since she's opposite and I'm like this, we get together and this and that. We really should be looking for someone that.
I'll say this. Yeah, opposites may attract if they complement each other. And it's only beneficial if they complement one another. Because you know what? This person, because we have a unified plan, when you look at, I'll give you an example. And I'll use a little history in here just to paint this picture real quick. When you go to Maccabees, right? start at somebody give me First Maccabees chapter 8, start at verse 11.
First Maccabees chapter 8, verse 11.
And read that.
It was told him besides.
No, start at verse 1 and then give me verse 11.
First Maccabees chapter 8, verse 1. Now Judas had heard of the frame of the Romans.
It said Judas had heard what?
Of the frame of the Romans.
Of the fame.
The fame of the Romans.
Of the fame of the Romans. The Maccabees, the Maccabean family, lived for about 74. That Maccabean dynasty was about 74 years. They had a dynasty that they kept the Jewish state alive and free from Greek domination for about 74 years. But after the Greeks fizzled in power, then came in the who? The Romans, right? So read that one more time. And I'm going to still answer the question that you asked, brother. Just want to use some history to help answer that question.
First Maccabees chapter 8, verse 1.
Yeah.
Now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men.
That they were what?
Mighty and valiant men.
Go ahead.
And such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of amity with all that came unto them.
See, he said the Romans, he said they'll do two things. If you want to make a league of what?
Amity.
Look up that word real quick. You want to make a league of amity? He said they'll be with you.
If that being an
No.
it says
Amity.
Amity. Amity.
It's the core word of amenity, right?
No, I don't know. I can't say that. Amity, right? He says, as would lovingly accept all that join themselves unto them, and make a league of what? Amity. What's the definition?
Amity. Friendship.
He says, if you're in agreement to make a league of what?
Friendship.
Read.
In a general sense, between individuals.
It says, if you want to be our friends, meaning you got to be about what we're about, then we'll be cool with you. You got to become like us. You got to be about our gods. You got to be about how we do things. You got to be about how we celebrate, how we go to war, who our enemies are. Our enemies are your enemies. Our friends are your friends. So read that again, y'all.
First Maccabees 8 and 1. Now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of amity with all that came unto them.
So a friendship with those that come forward.
Yeah, so if you want to be a friend to the Romans, they'll spare you. But if you don't want to be a friend to the Romans, you don't want to pay their taxes, then they'll destroy you. Read. Verse 11. Jump out of verse 11.
Chapter 8, verse 11. It was told him besides how they destroyed and brought under their dominion all other kingdoms and isles that at any time resisted them.
Go ahead.
But with their friends.
It said, but with their what?
Friends.
How did the Romans become powerful?
But with their friends.
He says their military was strong and they made friends. They made friendships. That's what grew their kingdom. It was their policies that they lived by grew their kingdom.
But you had to pay them taxes.
But you had to be in accord with them. You had to be in agreement with them.
And that's paying taxes.
That's paying taxes.
That ain't no free.
But you asked, the question was,
no.
How do opposites attract? Do opposites attract? Yeah.
Okay,
But you know what? Yes, they do. But you know what? There has to be some type of friendship there.
Right.
They got to agree to the same things. They got to be in league with one another. And if I'm an opposite to you, but think about this. If it wasn't for Christ, would half the brothers in here hang out with each other?
No.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Right.
If it wasn't for Christ, would half the sisters be hanging around with each other? Let's be honest. You know why? Because everybody is different. They come from different backgrounds. But what unites us all? Christ. And our desire to serve Him and the Most High. And the love of our nation. So for that reason, we put aside our differences, even though we're opposites. We don't like the same music. We don't like the same food. Brothers are opposites. But you know what's wonderful, though? That I've seen many times? The beauty of what happens when brothers unite. And what they can do together when they do unite. You know what I've seen many times also? The beauty of sisters coming together and uniting and what they can produce when they come together. You know why? Because unity builds. Division destroys.
It's true.
And I've got a chance to see both of those on both sides. I've seen the height of a camp that had all the potential in the world to expand to any city in America. But I also seen scoffing, arguing, debating, strife, enmity, backbiting. And I've seen, well, you ain't going to tell me what to do. Who made you the leader? Who put you over me? I've seen that amongst men and sisters. And I've seen a camp crumble. Seen it from both sides. You've been in a relationship, you see, damn man, with all the potential and the abilities that this person possessed, if we were only able to get on the same page, how powerful would our marriage be? If we were to get on the same page.
That's real.
How powerful could it be? Man, we had the potential to be a power couple. But our differences got in the way. We didn't see eye to eye. That's why I said in Amos 3:3, he said what?
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Can two walk together except they be agreed? Yeah, opposites can attract. But they have to have something in common. They have to have a greater common goal that's more important and takes priority over their differences, over the things that make them individuals and that separate them. Just like we do here in this camp. We're all from different, every brother in this different city, different states, different backgrounds, different eras. Some brothers from the 60s, some from the 70s, some from the 80s, some from the 90s. We got some millennials in here. We got people from all over, different ages, age groups, backgrounds, everything. But how are we able to function as a body in a camp and do great things as a body in a camp?
Being equally yoked.
No, being unified. Putting aside our differences and coming together. That's how opposites can attract, to answer your question. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to pull a verse on that point real quick.
Okay.
You get Colossians 3 and 14.
Yeah, you can get that.
Okay, Colossians 3 and verse 13 through 14. Because I wanted to expound a little bit on that that connecting point, which brings us together in Christ. Colossians 3 and 13.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. Forbearing one another.
Mm-hmm.
And forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye.
So this is what Paul's laying out the framework of how to operate amongst the body. The forbearing means the forgiving, not taking personal, having patience with one another. It says having the meekness. You have a quarrel, forgive him because Christ forgave you. But what solidifies that bond? What solidifies and motivates the man to extend himself to these extents? Keep reading.
Verse 14. And above all these things, put on charity.
The unifying factor that all of us share is we're all striving and we're all expounding and growing in our charity. I'm growing in my love. I understand if you give me the same love that I give you, this bond is going to be tight. This bond is going to be solidified. If I extend my last bit to you, I can hope and I can pray and know that you're in the same spirit, that if I was ever down to count, you would give me the same reciprocated energy. Read on.
Which is the bond of perfectness.
This is the bond of perfectness. This is an uncorruptible bond. If we're striving in the same mentality of charity, giving to you, opening myself up the way I would expect you to open yourself up to me, then we can say and have a tighter connection. One that's not formulated and fabricated in the world. Where something slight, an argument will shake a relationship. A disagreement will shake a relationship. You guys not thinking on the same wavelength will shake a relationship. I know that our relationship is built on charity, giving this man what he lacks. So when I'm lacking, he'll give me the same respect.
He'll consider me like I'm considering him.
Exactly.
We'll consider each other. And as long as that's involved and that's the ingredients of that relationship, then what do you? I like what you said. It says the bond of perfectness. You got a bond. A bond is what? A connection. You have a connection. What's a connection? It's matrimony. That's a marriage.
Huh?
A matrimony is a union. Same thing as a bond. Yes, sir.
The root word of amity is amo, which amor. So you gotta love the same thing.
Huh?
There it is, right there.
And part of that love is read verse 15. I didn't even see it until right now. Read that in 15.
God. Verse 15. And let the peace of the Most High rule in your hearts.
You know, a war's been going over having that shalom heart. That perfect heart with the Most High. The closer I have a perfect heart with the Most High, the closer my bond with the men around me is going to be. The more pure my bond with the people around me, the women and men around me, is going to be. It says, let the peace of the Most High rule in your hearts. Meaning, the peace of the Most High has to be the dominating factor in our moral faculties. Having the conscious and the correct conscience of the Most High is what's going to keep motivating me to change and get closer and sharpen up my relationship with the people around me. Because if it was up to us, we wouldn't have an innocence to direct our own steps. We wouldn't have an innocence to keep a bond together.
If it was up to us, we wouldn't tolerate one another.
God.
That's why I said bear one another. Bear ye one another.
God.
You know, because bear means to what? I got to put up with.
God.
Or to handle. A lot of us couldn't handle each other's nastiness, man. Or idiosyncrasies. Or differences. A lot of us could. A lot of us are on so many different wavelengths. We would butt heads quite often, which we do sometimes. But you know what? Because our love for Christ is greater than our differences, we make peace.
God.
We overcome. We forgive. And we don't hold grudges. Remember when you said this last? Man, that's for the streets.
God.
Grudges is for the streets. It's not for the truth. That's not for this environment. So, finish that one more time, Yahweh. He said Amos 3:3 says what?
Amos chapter 3, verse 3.
You finish on that? You good on that?
Can two walk together
That's perfect. That's
except
perfect.
they be agreed?
It said, can two walk together except they be what?
Agreed.
Read this right here and follow. Page 254.
For it is impossible.
Philo said what?
For it is impossible.
He said it is impossible for what?
For a man who is overwhelmed with the love of the incorporeal and imperishable object.
Listen to what he's saying. He said it is impossible for a man who is in love with the incorporeal, which means things that are not seen. And what else?
And imperishable objects.
What are the things that are incorporeal that you can't see? And what are the things that are imperishable? The Most High said, what doesn't wax old? Or where moth and rust does not corrupt? Treasures in heaven. Which is what? Your alms. Your charity. What you do for each other. Never wax old. It's the love that you have for your people. He said it is impossible for a man to have a dedicated mind towards the Most High. We know the Most High, we serve the Most High in faith, right? Not by sight. We walk by faith, not by sight. It's the things we believe together, not necessarily in what we see. He says, but when you got a man that's bent on serving what can't be seen, but trying to establish a spot in the kingdom and satisfy the Most High in the Spirit, he said it's impossible to have a man with that mind frame. Read on.
Says to dwell. Says whose every inclination is toward the. Sorry, I read it wrong. For it is impossible for a man who is overwhelmed with the love of the incorporeal and imperishable objects.
This man loves studying and loves getting the wisdom of the Most High. Read on.
To dwell with one whose every inclination is towards the mortal objects of the outward senses.
What is he saying?
Things that are perishable. Things that are temporary.
What is he saying?
Carnal, you're after
The carnal realm.
instead of the spirit.
You can't put a man that's spiritually minded and expect a man that's spiritually minded to dwell with a man that's carnal and emotional,
Of the world.
that's worldly,
Yeah.
that has no desire for the spiritual, and expect them to build anything.
Right.
They're on two different wavelengths. They got two different joys They got two different motivations, two different purposes. He said it is impossible to bridge this kind of gap when you got a man that's spiritually minded tied in with somebody that's carnal minded. That's why if you're going to get as a sister, if you're going and you're a sister in Christ, you don't want to just go grab any Joe Schmo that you meet on the street and bring them and expect them to be a husband.
Vice versa.
And it goes the other way too. And if you're going to get a sister, and if you go find a sister, make sure she's after your mind. Like Ecclesiastes 7:26 say. Make sure she's patterning herself after your thought process. And she's studying what you're studying. She believes what you believe in. She's like-minded. Because to bring them two together, he said, man, that's impossible.
It's impossible.
You can't bring a carnal-minded person together with a spiritual person and expect a marriage.
And he said it a long time ago.
And he said that, man, that's old, bro. Follow old. That's like 2,800 years old. No, it ain't 28. It's about. Philo was around the same time as Paul. So it's about, yeah, so it's about 2,000.
Yeah.
Good 2,000 years old. He wrote that 2,000 years ago, bro. But obviously that.
We're still making the same.
It makes the same sense.
Yeah.
You can't put these two things together. You can't put the believer with the unbeliever.
That's crazy.
And expect some type of union.
But that's happens every day though. That pursuit happens every day. And we're not happy because this object that I'm chasing is not a spiritual object.
No.
It doesn't appreciate what I have to offer. Well, the answer's right there.
Yep.
And so somebody gets tricked, and somebody didn't see it.
Yeah. You know what you saw? You grabbed a person that wasn't spiritually minded,
Right.
and made a connection, a physical one at that, and wonder why things didn't work out and your expectation was not met.
Right. Right.
Because we failed where? In that discernment.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where we failed at. We couldn't see it. But it's what you don't know that hurt you.
Yeah, that's always the way.
Leviticus 10:10 and Ecclesiastes 27:5. No, we're done with that. We got the point.
10 and 10, right?
God.
Sometimes you can get blinded.
Ecclesiastes 27.
And 27:5.
Ecclesiastes chapter 27 verse 5 reads, "The furnace proveth the potter's vessel."
Yeah. In due time, he said the furnace does what?
Proveth the potter's vessel.
He said in due time, when times get hard, what's going to happen? What's going to be revealed?
Your caliber.
The crack.
Intentions, reasons for doing things. Why am I here? Your motives, your motivations. All these things will reveal what this person is about. Your true colors, right? Read.
God.
Yeah.
So the trial of man is in his reasoning.
He said, where's the battle at?
In his reasoning.
Somebody get the definition of reason. He said the battle in life that we live in is between how you think concerning good and bad that's coming to you. One is coming to you. Good and bad is coming. Life and death is coming. But how you process life in between that is where the battle is. It's in between. It's living between those two polarities is where the trouble comes from. That's where I could choose wrong if I lack discernment, or I choose right if I have discernment. Then my life will dictate the outcome, and then I can expect some common good. Then I can expect some good. Then I can see, man, you know what? I know I got some good coming because I've been doing everything the right way according to the Most High speculations. To his specifics. Read that.
Reasoning. The act or process of exercising the faculty of reason. That act or operation of the mind.
It says, my life is either good or bad based on my decisions. How I process my thoughts. How I act out my reasoning. How I process what comes in my mind. If you don't know how to process, if your processor is not working right, you don't know how to look at people, either on the physical and also internally. If you don't understand the spirit of things, of the inner workings of people's spirits, not just their physical outward appearance, you're in trouble.
It's crazy. It says right here. It says reckoning, understanding motive, cause.
Yeah, if you don't have discernment, you're not gonna see people's motives, and also you're gonna have the wrong motives. And from having the wrong motives, you're gonna make mistake after mistake after mistake, and then you'll notice your expectations shall get crushed and more crushed. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Also, too, when you look up the definition of the word trial, the fifth definition, it says the test of virtue.
Yeah, but virtues are where?
And your intent, well, you have to get tested.
Now what happens? Okay,
So what you
hold that thought right there, right?
Virtue.
No, hold that right there. I want to expound on what you just said. I like it anyway. Proverbs 13, right? 10 and 13 or 13 and 10? Hope deferred. Where's that?
Make people. It's 10-13.
10 and 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make people.
Oh, okay.
Or make the heart sick.
Yeah. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 13. It says, "In the lips of him that hath
No.
13-10.
13:10.
Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 10. It says, "Only by pride cometh contention."
Hope deferred. Is that 13 and 13?
13 and 12, sir.
13 and 12. Okay, 13 and 12. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 12. It says, "Hope deferred
It says hope deferred. What does what?
maketh the heart sick."
So if I lack discernment, if I lack discretion or the ability or the power to distinguish right and wrong, and I'm expecting good to come, but I don't have discernment though, then what's going to happen to my hope? But hope is important. Hope is very important. Hope is critical. You got to have hope to serve the Lord. The Most High said, without faith, it's impossible to what? Romans 8:24 said we're saved by what? Hope. No, we're saved by hope. So what happens if our expectation is constantly getting broken?
You lose hope.
You lose hope.
Yeah.
So what happens when you lose hope? It says hope deferred does what?
Maketh the heart sick.
Then I got a what? A sick mind.
And a sick mind ends up being hopeless. Ends
Suicidal.
up being suicidal.
Unmotivated.
Ends up sitting there
Quitting.
and then ends up pursuing more pleasure. Because if I'm going to be unhappy, I need a counterbalance to how I feel internally.
I'm going to look for something to make me feel better.
Yeah. Because I'm mad.
But I like what Mawala said, because we're going to get this point.
Yeah.
Mawala, read what that definition of trial that you said.
Yeah, the fifth definition come. Trial, fifth definition in the 1828 Webster Dictionary. Temptation or test of virtue.
It says a trial, it says the trial of a man is in his what?
Reason.
Meaning what? The test of virtue in a man is his what? It is in his reasoning. But what's important before you can even reach those virtues? Read this right here. Line 15.
God, it says, "What has now been said about hope is sufficient, and nature has placed her at the gates to be a sort of doorkeeper."
It says hope is the Valo said hope is the what?
Doorkeeper.
The doorkeeper of what?
To the royal virtues.
It says hope is the doorkeeper to the royal virtues. What does that mean?
That means in order to have hope.
I don't know, but
Let me slow it down a little bit. We just read where it says the trial of a man is in his what? The battle in life that you're going to live, the life you live, life we live now, between good and evil, life and death. It comes down to your decision making. But your decision making will either be determined by the virtues that you have or possess,
Through reasoning.
Through hope.
Oh.
Through hope.
Through hope. Okay.
And if you and your expectations in life, whether you'll get where you want to be, you'll be content with your life, you'll be satisfied with your life, you'll be happy with your life, is based upon what? It's based upon the decisions that you make. But your decisions that you make have to be based on hope. They have to be based on faith. And faith in pursuing a relationship with the Most High. The Most High said, He is a rewarder of them that diligently what? Seek Him. So my satisfaction and my happiness in life will come from the fact that if I pursue the Lord, He'll take care of me and put me where He needs me to be and where He wants me to be and where I should be in my life. He'll bring the happiness to me. And I should be content in doing that. Now, if I lose hope in the Most High, and then I don't get what I expect, then my life will be what? Bitter.
Yeah.
Full of complaints, miserable, unhappy, unsatisfied, and now I start to question every damn thing. Why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard? Why am I in this relationship? Why am I even here? Why am I even reading the Bible? Now the Most High I don't even believe in the Most High no more. Because what? I'm not getting what I want. So now I start to question the existence of the Most High. They say, he that cometh to the Lord must first believe that He what? He is. That He exists. Yes, sir.
You're already doing it for the wrong reason.
You're doing it for the wrong reason. But you know what? The furnace revealed it. The furnace revealed my intentions. The furnace revealed my reasoning.
That's going to come with time.
It does. That's why, and until that time comes to where it's proven, this is why I shouldn't give myself to people that don't deserve what I have to offer. Because they're going to trample it. They're going to trample the resources that I can provide.
Right.
They're going to destroy it and step on it until I can see that their reasoning is pure. And that's no different, though, than how the Most High looks at us. Why should I bless you when your reasoning is crooked? Why should I do the things that you want me to do and make you happy, but your reasoning is off? The motivation behind what you do is not for me. You're in it for you. So then there's that conflict of interest. And in that conflict of interest is where the person rise or they fall. Because we live in that middle period where we want something in return from the Father, but we're not doing what's right to give Him what He wants in order to bless us and make us happy. But the happiness that we should get should come, like we said from the beginning of the class. Happy are we for the things that are made pleasing to the Lord are made known unto us. So we should be happy for that. Because I know the Most High going to take care of me.
Just for the knowledge.
Not just for the knowledge, but if I know how to apply the knowledge, like Christ said in Matthew, when He said, if happy are ye if you do these things. If you know and you do these things. So to know it and to apply it, then I'm guaranteed some form of happiness. But until that time comes, we're living life trying to get some good out of it, expect some good to come from it, and we doing all kind of things to get good coming, but we're still not content with what's coming. And because we lack the discernment that the Most High has to offer us. And that's going to be put to the test as the hardships come. He said, think it not strange in Peter, I think it's 4:12. He said, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as if some strange thing has happened unto you. So I know that hardships in life are coming my way. How I process those hardships, how I keep a pure outlook towards the Most High will determine the outcome of whether I'm content or not, happy or not, satisfied or not, willing to give more or not, or I'm restricting I'm holding hostage my benefits, my abilities, my gifts. You know, a lot of times we can always do more, but a lot of times we don't want to do more because I don't see nothing good coming from it. Why should I give more?
I don't see my expectation coming.
been met. Yes, but a lot of times we can do twice as much as we do for the Most High now. If we're honest with ourselves, we know we can.
Right.
But what holds us back from doing the most good?
Ourselves.
I haven't got what I want yet.
Your own
Or the excuses.
That is an excuse.
side ambition.
Yeah, my expectation is not met. I'm waiting on the Most High to give me what I want first, and then I'm going to tell him, I'm going to give you what you want.
You're not going to last.
I need some initiative, right?
It's a bad
Yeah.
deal. Huh?
That kind of
In loan terms, I need some collateral. Let me hold something.
Yeah.
Put something on it.
Front me this.
Yeah,
Come through.
give me this right here, value, and then I'm going to go all out and bust my ass for you. But a lot of us are secretly holding back from giving to the Most High because we haven't got something that we want. When we're waiting on it. And we're waiting on the Most High to playing poker with the Lord. So,
It's a game. Man.
like it's a game, man. I'm waiting. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna have a poker face. I'm in class, but I'm stale face.
Yeah.
I'm shaloming, but I ain't really showing no real. I ain't showing no real me yet, cause I ain't where I want to be yet. I ain't got what I want yet. I ain't gonna show my card yet. I'm gonna hold out a little bit. Then when the Most High give me what I want, then I'll lay my card down. Spread. And that's why the Most High never give it to us. Because you know what? The way we look at serving the Most High is wrong. And back to this point that my Waller just made. What my Waller is saying is that a trial is a what?
It's a test of virtue.
It's a test of virtue. But Follow says the doorkeeper of virtue is what?
Is hope.
Is hope. So will I ever fight hard enough to acquire more virtues if I don't have hope?
Right.
If I don't apply hope,
Damn.
will I ever fight to obtain more virtue?
No.
Because I'm going to tell myself, why? What the hell am I doing this for? What's the trade-off that I'll get in return if I forfeit my mind to the Most High? What will I get in return? But what happens? So my virtue is predicated upon how much hope I have in the Lord, based on my Waller's definition. So if my virtue, which is my strength, the strength acquired from the Most High, patience, meekness, joy, long-suffering, these are virtues. Piety, reverence, justice. These are virtues. Courage, fortitude. These are virtues. So if I'm going to acquire for the most virtues or sacrifice myself to obtain these virtues, you got to have hope in order to do it. But hope deferred, meaning expectations not met, makes the heart sick. Then what will stop me from pursuing virtues in the Most High?
Having no hope.
That's the sick part.
Not getting what I want. Being upset about it. Throwing a pity party. Throwing a fit. I'll hold myself back from brothers. I'll hold myself back from sisters. I'll hold myself back from commitment to the camp. Because it's something that I want in return that I haven't got yet to reassure me that I want to make a full commitment to the Father.
We're playing like some kind of negotiation game with the Most High.
Right. But I never get what I want. Because partially, what it takes to serve the Lord, not partially, what it does take to serve the Lord is hope, is belief, is faith. He said, in Matthew 6:33, he said what? Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness. Then what?
Then all these things shall be added.
All these things shall be added unto thee. The Most High waiting for you to put your best foot forward first. He needs to see that from us. Then he said, you know what? I'll come back and bless you. You can do more than what you're doing. You know how many skills brothers have that they don't really show nobody? You know how many skills sisters have that they don't show nobody? How many qualities sisters got that they can do, but they give the Most High the most barest minimum. I gave the Most High bare minimum. Brothers give the Most High bare minimum. But got all these, they're equipped with all these abilities. And they give the Most High crumbs. But then they expect the most. And then they're angry when they don't get what they want. You know why you don't get what you want? You know why you're not happy? Because you haven't given the Most High what He wants yet.
You're not a good friend.
Because you're not a good friend. You're lukewarm. You're a lukewarm friend. You're a fair weather friend. You're only around when the weather's good. Conditional. So the Most High says what? How does He say you treat friends like that? Prove a friend. You hold out on them. Be not hasty to call a man a friend or give him credit. Stall him out. That's what the Most High is saying.
That's the real answer.
Stall him out. That's how you do a friend that you're not sure about. You stall his ass out a little bit. I would tell a woman that too. You got a friend? Stall him out. You know what I'm talking about. He don't get to see no goodies. Stall him out. You want to see his intentions? Stall him out. That dude will be out of there. He'll put in a little bit of time, but after a while, man, it's like,
gotta be some more.
He gonna give you that speech.
Yeah.
Listen, we've been talking for like a year now. You know what that speech is alluding to? Where are we going with this? Where's the benefits?
Yeah.
Stall his ass out. That's how you do somebody when you don't know their intentions.
Talking about free McDonald's.
Ain't no freebies. Ain't no peekaboos. Ain't no looksies. No sneak peeks. Ain't none of that. I gotta see what your intention is. The Most High tell you to do that to a friend. You think the Most High ain't doing it with you? He ain't giving you really what He got in store to give you really what you really want because you've been holding out. And that's what withdraws the mind from being happy, bro. That's why He said, "Hope deferred, make it what? The heart sick, bro." Back to Deuteronomy 30 and 19 real quick. We're going to wrap this up, man. We ain't going to finish all this. I think the point is made. Is that it?
Please get to the rule of virtues.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
He said what?
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
You're being recorded every day. Every day you're on this earth, you're being what? Recorded. You're being recorded. You're being watched by the Most High. Yep. Every day you're being watched. Every day the Most High is watching what you do for Him. And watching what you do for you. And he's judging who you really love. What you really care about. Every day we're all being recorded. Read on.
That I have set before you life and death.
He said, I have set before you what?
Life and death.
He said, I got two options in store for you. I got two options for you. You got life, you got death. What else?
Blessing and cursing.
He said, remember, we just read earlier, he says, to whatever a man like, he shall get.
He's going to give it. Yeah.
You get what you want. Blessings and what?
And cursing.
And cursing. Meaning the choice is yours. Read on.
Therefore, choose life.
But the Most High is in our corner. This is how you know the Most High is in our corner. Because He's telling you,
Right.
I've given you a choice of life and death, blessing and cursing. But the Most High is telling you, hey, man, choose life, man. That's how you know the Most High is in our corner. He's telling us what's most beneficial to us. Pick this one. Yeah, pick this one.
Trust me. This is the one you want to pick.
Trust me, you don't want that other one. Read.
That both thou and thy seed may live.
How do you know the Most High wants us to make that decision? 1 Peter 3 and 8.
1 Peter 3:8.
Mm-hmm.
First Peter chapter 3, verse 8 reads, finally, be all of one mind.
He said, man, just get with your brothers, get with your people, lock yourself into the body. Don't be on the outside looking in. Lock yourself all the way into the body. Be like-minded, just like that wife, that woman that follows her husband, that's after her husband's mind, the one that the Most High said, forsake her not, don't let her go. When you got a woman that think like you, lock yourself into the body. Get on board with whatever the body's doing. Be about what the body's about. Stop withdrawing yourself and holding yourself back. He said what?
Be ye all of one mind.
Read on.
Having compassion one of another.
And have compassion on what?
One
another.
of another.
Consider one another. Be merciful to one another. Read on.
Love as brethren.
He said, and even though you may not come from the same mother and same father, he said, love each other like what?
As brethren.
Love each other like brethren. Meaning make a full commitment to the body. Not just your family, your relatives, but the ones that serve Christ. Lock in with them. Love them as brothers. Love them as sisters. Especially them. Read on.
Be pitiful.
He said, be what?
Pitiful.
Have mercy. Show pity. Read on.
Be courteous.
Be courteous. Be kind. Be gentle. Be thoughtful. Be considerate.
Sincere.
Read.
Not rending evil for evil.
And not going back and forth with each other. Don't take your pain out on one another. Don't be ugly to each other. Read on.
Or railing for railing.
Or arguing, railing for railing. Revenge for revenge.
But contrariwise, blessing.
It says, but instead of arguing with each other, bless one another. Read on.
That's what it's supposed to be.
That's what it's supposed to be. Read on.
Knowing that
It says knowing. He said, if you do these things, if you lock into the body all the way, with your make a full commitment to the Most High, he says, you should also know what?
Knowing that ye are thereunto called.
Go ahead.
That ye should inherit a blessing.
You were called in the truth for the purpose of inheriting a what?
Blessing.
A blessing. That's how you know the Most High is in your side, because the Most High brought you into the truth. But why did the Most High bring you into the truth? To get a blessing. That's how you know the Most High is in your side, man. He didn't call you in this truth for you to lose. He didn't call you in this truth to be brokenhearted. He didn't call you in this truth to be lost. The whole reason why you got the truth and other people don't is because the Most High wanted something for you that other people didn't get. There's a lot of your friends and family that don't have this. That don't understand this. But guess why the Most High woke you up? So that you can get a what?
A blessing.
So that you can get a blessing. That's how you know the Most High is on your side. Because he brought you here for that whole purpose. And if you can understand that, then you can get busy on doing those things that we just read, as far as having compassion, loving the brothers, be courteous, not going back and forth. You can start living out the purpose of why the Most High called you in the church to begin with. Then you can start reaping the benefits. That's how you know the Most High is on your side. He would have gave this truth to somebody else. This would have skipped right over your head. You would have never heard the truth. You would have never got it, never heard it. You would never understand it. You'll still be in religion land.
Yeah.
Or no religion.
A zombie.
So that's how you know the Most High is with us. And he's for us also. That's why he said choose life. He wants you to win, man. The Most High wants us to win. Only person holding us back is us. And our lack of understanding and discernment. But I think that's enough. It's already 10 o'clock. We're going to call it a night. Are there any questions? All right, with that, we're going to say shalom. The water for watching.
Shalom.
And we'll catch you back on Friday. Now we got Friday, and we'll be back in action.
Huh.
All right, shalom. Shalom, everybody online.
Shalom.
And shalom to our brothers and sisters that came into class. All right? Shalom.
Hey, there's cake in the refrigerator for sisters.
How long?